When we try to understand the nature of the ultimate reality, the Atma or the Supreme Being, it is important to recognize that it is far beyond what we usually perceive in our everyday life. This verse is telling us about the true nature of this divine presence, which is not just a distant entity but something that pervades everything in existence. Imagine the sky, or even better, space itself. It is boundless, without any edges, without any shape, and it exists everywhere. In the same way, this Supreme Being, the Atma, is everywhere, in everything within us, around us, and beyond what we can see. It is not limited to a particular form, a particular place, or a particular time. It is eternal, ever-present, and all-encompassing. Now, this Supreme Being is described as resplendent or shining. What does that mean? It means it is pure and full of light, not in a physical sense but in a spiritual sense. It is the source of all intelligence, all consciousness, and all awareness. Just like the sun illuminates everything around it without itself being affected by anything, this Supreme Being shines with its own radiance, untouched by the impurities of the world. It is bodiless, meaning it does not have a physical form like us. It does not have a gross body, like the human body made of flesh and bones, nor does it have a subtle body, which is associated with thoughts, desires, and emotions. It is beyond all of that. Because it has no body, it is also free from pain, suffering, disease, or any form of limitation that comes with having a physical or even a mental form. The verse further tells us that this divine presence is scatheless, meaning nothing can harm it. In our world, everything is subject to decay and destruction. Our bodies age, objects break, and even mountains erode over time. But the Atma, the true self, is beyond all of this. It is indestructible, beyond any kind of damage, suffering, or imperfection. It is also described as having no muscles, which again emphasizes that it does not function like a human body. We, as living beings, rely on muscles to move, to act, to work. But the Atma is all-powerful without needing any physical mechanism. It does not need hands to create, eyes to see, or a brain to think. It simply exists in its purest, most powerful form. Now comes a very important quality. It is pure and untouched by sin. This means that it is beyond all forms of karma, whether good or bad. In human life, everything we do, whether it's a kind act or a harmful one, creates consequences. This is the law of karma. Every action leads to a reaction. But the Atma is beyond karma. It is not bound by it, nor is it affected by the ups and downs of human experiences. It remains ever pure, just as a lotus remains unstained by the muddy water in which it grows. No matter what happens in the world, the Atma remains untouched and unaffected. Another very powerful description is that the Atma is all-seeing and omniscient. This means it is aware of everything, every thought, every action, every event in the universe. There is nothing hidden from it. Just like the sun shines on everything without discrimination, the Atma sees everything, not just on the surface but in its deepest reality. It is beyond time, beyond limitations, and beyond ignorance. It knows the past, present, and future all at once. It is the ultimate intelligence that exists behind all creation. It is also said to be above all, meaning there is nothing greater than it. In our world, we categorize things as big or small, powerful or weak, important or unimportant. But the Atma is beyond comparison. It is the highest, the greatest, the most complete. It is also self-born, meaning it was not created by anything else. Everything in our world has a source. Trees grow from seeds. Rivers come from mountains. Even stars are born from cosmic dust. But the Atma has no source because it has always existed. It is the cause of everything but is itself without a cause. And finally, the verse tells us that this Supreme Being is the one who assigns duties to all the eternal creators, known as Prajapatis. What does this mean? In the grand cosmic order, everything has a function. The sun shines and provides warmth. The earth supports life. The seasons change in cycles. Everything in nature follows a pattern. This is not random. It is part of a divine order. The Atma, being all-powerful and all-knowing, is the one who set this order in motion. It is like a great cosmic conductor, ensuring that everything in creation functions as it should. Each force in nature has its role, and each aspect of existence is given its place in the grand scheme of things. So, what does this mean for us? The essence of this teaching is that our true self, the Atma, is not something small or limited. It is not confined to this body or this temporary life. It is something vast, eternal, powerful, and untouched by the worries, pains, and sufferings of the material world. When we truly understand this, our perspective on life changes. We realize that beyond all the daily struggles, beyond happiness and sorrow, beyond success and failure, there is a deeper reality, one that is unchanging and ever-present. The goal of life, according to this wisdom, is to realize this truth, to understand that we are not just these temporary bodies, not just the identities we hold in this world, but something far greater. This realization brings a deep sense of peace, because once we know that our true self is beyond all suffering, we stop being disturbed by the ups and downs of life. We learn to live with wisdom, with awareness, and with a sense of connection to the divine. This is the great truth the scriptures teach us, that the Atma is infinite, indestructible, all-knowing, and free from all limitations. And once we recognize this within ourselves, we begin to experience life in a completely different way, one filled with peace, clarity, and a deep sense of purpose.